Hello and welcome on 360 Sport on Trust TV. I am Adini Ajishafe. Well, a clip there to show the Super Eagles team B of Nigeria. Despite that particular loss, I still hope by the time the second leg comes out. Welcome you once again as we will be having Ikena Okonkwo in the studio. Ikena, good to have you.
Thank you so much, Ajishafe.
A weekend full of action.
So many, as usual. I mean, it's expected.
Good one there. Let's start with basketball. FIBA World Cup qualifier. Well, from the way it is, Team Nigeria, the D Tigers are not really doing so well. They lost against Angola 70-67 after being beaten by Cote d'Ivoire. Though we'll be able to defeat Guinea in the second game that we play. But right now, they really walk a tightrope as Angola beats D Tigers. Now, from the way it is, it's a tough one because our team, D Tigers, are not having a good time over there in Cote d'Ivoire, precisely in Abidjan, where the qualifier is right now ongoing. Well, losing against Angola and Cote d'Ivoire is not too good for D Tigers.
I mean, I'm worried, very much worried about the development. Who knows? Like football, basketball, men's senior team may not be the World Cup, the next World Cup locking, just like it's locking for football. It depends on what happens going forward. You know, this qualifier is in stages or in different rounds. Let's see if they don't make it in this round, they'll be going to another round. There are still some 2-3 opportunities up to February of next year before the tournament will eventually happen later that next year. So we do hope, because I believe that all of these crises that have had its toll on basketball. I mean, the Tigers is part of this family, basketball, Nigerian basketball, and they are having their own fair share of the ripples of the crisis. And I mean, it's unheard of that we couldn't beat, we managed to beat Guinea actually. Angola, of course, Angola is a powerhouse in basketball in India. But in the recent times, in the past 2-3 years, we have had our ways around almost all the basketball teams in Africa, including Angola. But what is happening right now is what we can't tell, because we don't have our house together. The basketball family or sport, the house that is there against itself, can't stand to move on. So in the crisis, probably they are not inviting the right players, or the players they are inviting are not really agreeing to come, because at some point they had to invite about 2 or 3 more players, probably because few of the players they invited didn't come. Probably they were spoken to not to come or whatever. There was no explanation given so far. But what I'm trying to say is that I hope the crisis will not stop us from making the World Cup in basketball, just like football is sure would be in the 2022 World Cup that will start sometimes in November.
Well, we've been talking concerning D Tigers in Nigerian senior basketball for the men. Well, they didn't do well too much. Just against Angola, they lost against Cote d'Ivoire. They also lost, although they won against Guinea. And it's a tightrope because qualifying for the World Cup is paramount, as Nigeria really wants to see that team there. They've been fantastic when it comes to Africa for a while, until recently when issue actually affected the basketball sport in Nigeria. Well, we've been looking at that team. Let's be hopeful that they can turn things around and win all their remaining games. Now we move away from basketball. Let's talk about another team that didn't do well. Just yesterday in Ghana, they lost against Black Galaxies of Ghana in that encounter. It was a tough one because the senior team, the Team A, lost against Ghana also in the qualifier to the World Cup. Right now, we've lost the first leg of the qualifier that will be taking us to Algeria 2023. They call it CHAN competition. That is African Nations Championship. Nigeria lost against Ghana there. The Super Eagles Team B lost that game as they could not actually get even a 1 goal against Ghana. Well, looking at this particular match, people were thinking that, okay, this time around, Nigeria should be able to turn things around, looking at what the senior did. But now, the Team B is a big one, a very big task for them, Herculean task, for them to beat Ghana 3-0 in the second leg here in Abuja.
I mean, you know, the coach was talking tough. I mean, he spoke so much before the first leg of yesterday. He said he had told the boys what to do. They already know the strength that Ghana has. And then the team, I mean, the Super Eagles team B will explore their weaknesses and all of that. Here is a team that gone for a tour. They went for a tour in Qatar, played friendly match with that same Qatar national team. I mean, I think it's the main team they played against, though they lost. But they had that experience. They had a longer time. I mean, they prepared better, and they already knew what they were out for. And we have our own team here. They barely stayed 2 weeks. I mean, in Abuja, and played about 2-3 friendly matches with NPFL sides. I mean, you are going for a continental qualifier, you wouldn't find a way to play, 1 or 2 national teams outside Nigeria. That was indeed a minus. And there was no magic I was expecting, except a miracle probably would happen afterwards. So what the Ghanaians would simply do would be to come here and possibly get a draw, whatever draw, goalless draw, whatever draw they would, skate through. So I really don't see our team. We don't even have a striker that would keep us in the game. I mean, score the goals. Neither do we have a goalkeeper that would, ward off whatever incursion by the opponent, strike force. I mean, all the departments of the team were lacking, majorly, because it's been long they came together. I mean, these home-based Super Eagles, it's been long they came together. It's been long they did stuff together. The natural thing would have been immediately after the season, was off, if we have a serious football body, they would have been brought together since that July. And they would be together, play matches together, play matches, friendly matches as well, possibly leave the country, go 1 or 2 places, play, friendly on tour. But all of this didn't happen. Just to gather these people that have not been together after that Mexico, you remember, whether early in the year or late last year, I've forgotten, but it's been a while. So how do you expect them to do what Ghanaians would do?
Well, we've been talking concerning the Chan Eagles. The performance against Ghana Black Galaxy was not really encouraging, looking at the fact that they were beaten 2-0 by Ghana in that particular game. Well, front of the attack was not really strong enough. They were not sharp. And you look at, just like you mentioned, that fire brigade approach, we're so used to it that in any competition we're actually participating. We always not believe that the best thing to do is maybe a week, a month, or 3 weeks. Then we just package our players or athletes to go for event. But right now, look at the result Ghana actually got against Nigeria, that first leg. And the second leg, I'm very sure they are coming with the hope that they can get a draw in Nigeria, just like you said. They will push for this. Remember, in the Team A, that is the Super Eagles, it was a draw in Ghana before they came here and shocked us. And right now, the same thing is actually happening, in fact, better than the national team. Now they've conceded 2 goals, and now they need to score 3 goals, which Ghana won't go to sleep. They know what's at stake, and they will come here. Their coaches actually have started talking that they know what they need to do to get that qualifier.
I don't know what is the thinking of the people that manage our football in Nigeria since about 7 years now. I mean, this is the 8th year. They're about to, drop off by the end of this, September, that is about to, take in about a matter of 2 or 3 days' time. I don't know what they think. The Nigerian Professional Football League, the apex league of this country, is nowhere in the first 20 in Africa. And Nigeria is the most populous nation in Africa. Nigeria is called the so-called giant of Africa. And then you don't have that status. You don't have what it takes. For any reason, Ghana has a better organized league. Ghana, at any point in time, could do anything continental and have an upper hand in the past 5, 6, 7 years. Since you didn't have that advantage, it would have made us to start even much earlier than this Ghanaian side. However, even with the advantages that Ghanaians, enjoy with their league being better organized, we still couldn't, we have players who could do things. We have raw talents even in the league, no doubt. But football is a team game. It's not an individual
game.
I mean, even a Ronaldo and a Messi, if they don't put their acts together in a team, they could still be beaten by any team at all that is serious.
Working as a team.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So I wouldn't understand what is in the mind of these people. And, you know, the argument they will bring up is that a lot of they are funding of national teams. They don't have money and all of that excuses. The same people that will tell you they don't have money to fund teams to do what they need to do. Money comes out once they have personal interest to protect or things to push on their own personal, individual interest.
Okay, let's even leave NFF out of it. I'm looking at the player themselves. They know what is at stake, that this is a chance for them to prove that this is a lot of Nigeria, that really they've come of age, they can do this. This is chance, this is their own. They can't bring in Super Eagles Team A now. They want to prosecute this qualifier and also play if they qualify. But it seems although we know the time actually was very short for them to come together as a team, but looking at the way they played yesterday, it wasn't too impressive at all.
So who do we really blame?
But maybe
who blame the players?
NFF have their own blame. The players too, they have their own blame, and all. Everybody, even the coaching crew. Because I want to say, Salisu Yusuf, what's happening?
So
after talking,
are you the one that employed Salisu Yusuf?
NFF did.
So, I mean, everything rises and falls on leadership. Everything that is happening to any team under Nigeria is spearheaded. If it's a glorious one, it goes to NFF. If it's also the way it's wobbling, they should also take it. They employed Salisu Yusuf, who had been out of the game for some time due to the ban that came. There are other coaches probably who you would have, employed. In any case, any coach that would do a magic of assembling a team in just 2 weeks, well, but it's not a Salisu Yusuf who had some issue. Even in his own team, Kano Pillars. Kano Pillars had issues. They are having issues right now. And they went on relegation, or they are going on relegation because it hasn't been confirmed as per the Congress or the NFF. So how do you explain all of this? And you have other coaches. You have Coach Lechuku, the Plateau guy that is, his team finished second. You have the ones the one in Rivers United, the team finished first. Won the league. There are other ones, Rangers. There are good coaches everywhere. You are not lacking in human resource. So why will you go for a coach who is having some issues? That ban issue, if you face it in your career, there's no how it won't affect you one way or the other, mentally and otherwise. I'm not saying Coach Salisu is not a good coach, but you would have left him for now to gather himself back again after like 3 or 4 years before you could assign him a national job. But those that employed him didn't think of all of this. So if you say I should leave blaming NFF, who do I blame? Maybe you or any other person?
No, I say maybe you should share the blame.
There's no sharing here. You don't share. The only sharing you could do is within that cycle of NFF. If you say maybe he's not the president, maybe you talk about the technical committee, but he's still within the NFF. You get? So there's nothing that will make us not to give him that they're supposed to have the blame 100% because they are the ones that are our custodian as long as football issues are concerned in Nigeria.
Well, we just hope that Nigerian football will get its act together. Right now, it's not really going too well for Nigerian football. Team B, the Super Eagles Team B, they lost against Black Galaxies of Ghana 2-0. And the second leg will be coming up by September 12th, thereabout. And Nigeria hoping that, well, if they can turn things around, winning by 3 goals to 0 against Ghana, that could see them qualifying for the CHAN competition coming up in Algeria 2023. Well, it has always been a big rivalry between Nigeria and Ghana. when it comes to sport. Now we move away from there. Let's go international as we talk about Formula One. Max Verstappen has been the man of the moment, winning week in, week out in the Formula One Grand Prix, Belgium Grand Prix. He actually did well for his team. Red Bull Max Verstappen right now is going haywire by winning this particular race, and now ahead of every other one. And right now, I'm in fact tipping him to win the second title for himself.
He's doing well for himself, and being a young man, he has started writing his name in gold, and he probably wants to sustain this as much as he could, and see if he could do
Lewis Hamilton.
Yes, the likes of Hamilton that actually crashed out.
He will have a lot of work to do because of the record
first lap.
Hamilton is holding.
Hamilton. Yeah, you know, they say one is as good as his last outing and all of that. So Hamilton has done a lot. When it was on Saturday, when he crashed out in that first lap, I felt for him. You know, just like Serena Williams in tennis, he has done his best. Maybe it's time to call it quits. Just like Serena Williams.
I don't think Hamilton will quit right now, because he still have hope that he can still bounce back.
Yeah, all things being equal, he could, but if the young ones continue showing the stuff they have got, he will gradually want to step aside.
Well, we've been talking concerning Red Bull man, that's Max Verstappen, who has done well for himself, winning the Belgian Grand Prix as he was able to win that race. Right now, he's going to win the second title because he's really edging home by winning. Now, the next one will be coming up. That's the Dutch Grand Prix. And Lewis Hamilton, the man holding record with Michael Schumacher, will also be thinking maybe he can at least close the gap. He's standing sixth on the overall table right now concerning the driver for this season. Well, for Max Verstappen, he still continues to do well for himself and his team. Now let's go football. As we talk about English Premier League, matches were played. Good one for all the teams that won. And we quickly look at the result of English Premier League as it went down. Good one for Tottenham Hotspur, Harry Kane, outstanding player. Newcastle was 1-1. Aston Villa, well, West Ham United turned things around. They pipped them by a lone goal. Arsenal against Fulham, coming from behind for Arsenal. Good one for Odegaard and Gabriel Jesus, who scored those two goals for Arsenal, 2-1. Man City on rampage, 4-2 against Crystal Palace. While Liverpool, well, adding another cap to their record, 9-0 against AFC Bournemouth there. Good one for Firmino, Elliott, and all these scorers. Chelsea 2, Leicester 1. Leeds United, who actually defeated Chelsea, they got their own peel by being beaten by Brighton 1-0. Brentford 1, Everton 1. And Manchester United, courtesy Bruno Fernandes, 1-0 against Southampton at St. Mary's Stadium as it went down in the EPL. Looking at the way the table stands in the English Premier League, you just have to give it up to Arsenal right now. They are showing class. 4 matches, 4 wins, 8 goal difference, 12 points. Good one for the Gunners. They are really going far now. 12 points, 2 points ahead of Manchester City, Spurs, and also Brighton. Surprisingly, Brighton have been able to hold their own. 4 matches, and now they have 10 points. Spurs 10, Man City 10. You have Leeds United in 5th position, Chelsea on 6th with 7 points apiece. A -1 goal difference for Chelsea. Newcastle, Man United, they are now 8. By this time last week, Manchester City, United were really hoping, and now they are standing 8 on the log, ahead of Liverpool, who they walloped in that game. Now they have Brentford, Fulham, Crystal Palace, Southampton, Nottingham Forest, Aston Villa, West Ham in that pecking order, down to Leicester, now standing 28. Match day 4 in the EPL. Ikena.
It's too early to call. You know, when the season has gone up to maybe 15, 20 matches, perhaps also towards December, then January, the table will start taking a different shape.
The big boys will start.
You know, it's always that way, except, you know, that year that Leicester had to break every barrier, magically, and at the end won it. I think it was 2013 or so. I can't remember right now. But whatever it is, we do hope that teams like Leicester City, that we have 2 of our men, Super Eagles hitmen, talking about Kelechi Iheanacho and Wilfred Ndidi, would bounce back, because they have not won any match this season. The best they have got was a draw, one of the draws they had after 4 matches. It's not a good one for them. They are romancing the bottom line there, and it's not good. Nottingham Forest, they still have two of our guys too, Dennis and of course Awoni. They have tried to do a 1 win and a 1 draw, trying to step up. It's a new club in the EPL, and we do hope they'll be able to. But Arsenal, you mentioned earlier, I hope they sustain this tempo, because Arsenal, some people know, will do what we call in Nigeria initial gragra sometimes, of course, in recent times. And at the end of the day, they will still want to battle to retain the Europa status. However, this time it looks that they are sharper. They are more focused. That match against Fulham, they were down by a goal, if you remember, at the weekend on Saturday precisely. And somehow they were able to get their equalizer and eventually won that match. So it's looking like Arsenal is different this time, and they may want to make a statement.
They may want to make a statement. Good one for the Gunners. Arsenal right now, topping the table. Well, maybe not just call it initial gragra. They may actually get it right. 4 matches down, 34 to go. The race is still there. It's a marathon. We move from there to Spanish La Liga, where we quickly look at the matches that were also played during the weekend and also the table. Before we wrap it off, quickly, Spanish La Liga, Girona against Celta Vigo, 1-0 rather, where Celta Vigo won that game. For Real Madrid, 3-1 against Espanyol. Karim Benzema, fantastic. Barcelona, Lewandowski, he has actually got the goals he was scoring in Germany. He's taking it down to Spain. 4-0 against Real Valladolid, Villarreal, Getafe, Endel, goalless. Sevilla, Almeria, 2-1. A good one for Almeria. Our own Sadiq Umar on the scorer sheet there. Rayo Vallecano against Mallorca, 2-0 in favor of Mallorca. Sociedad 1, Elche 0, Real Betis 1, Osasuna 0. As I said, now let's look at the table in the Spanish Santander as it's standing. The top guys are really showing their class. Real Madrid, they are back to the top right now. Well, good one for them. They are really doing well. 3 matches, 9 points, +6, followed by Real Betis. FC Barcelona are standing top with 7 points. We have Villarreal, Osasuna, and Real Sociedad.
It's also going down, and after 3 matches, we could see. However, towards December and of course January, the table will rearrange itself. But one thing you should be sure, as long as Spain is concerned, La Liga particularly, is that Real Madrid, Barcelona, and of course, in recent time, Atletico, they try to maintain. The match of this weekend in La Liga that I was surprised of is the match between Almeria and Sevilla. Sevilla is one of the good clubs you may want to talk about. They are moving around that that 4th, 5th, 6th ranking always. But for them to be dealt with by a new club, a club that just gained promotion to the La Liga, our own Sadiq Umar adding to their woes, is what surprised many. And I hope they get back from that. And I also hope that our own Sadiq Umar, who was supposed to also go to that Sevilla at some point, they made an attempt to get him in. And that attempt didn't work, or has not worked yet, because there's still a timeline of about 2 or 3 days before the end of transfer period in Europe. I do hope that that young man, Sadiq, will get things going. Don't forget that his younger brother has also signed a professional contract. He also signed, I think,
Resta great.
Yeah, sometimes on Saturday or Friday like that. And both of them would want to see what they would do in the world of football in times to come.
Good one there. We just have to look at this before we go. Ajax agrees deal with Manchester United for Anthony, the player they've been pursuing for a while. Well, £84 million. That will be the deal. Agreements in principle, and Ajax will be Manchester United are so happy right now. Just to let you know that really Manchester United, the demand they've been pursuing, finally the deal is coming to pass. £84 million deal. Anthony is coming to Manchester.
He has come, actually, in principle, and all things being equal, between just this week, they'll be able to get him unveiled. He's a good Brazilian, Anthony, his name, and I do hope that what Casemiro, who is also his compatriot, has started last week. He had that cameo appearance for about 10 minutes thereabout. They'll be able to team up and give Man U what they need, because right now, Man U seem to have been resurgent. They're enjoying their resurgence, and of course, they want to continue with it.
Good one for Manchester United and Ajax. We just have to move on to get another player. Well, from there, we just have to wrap it up. It's always a good one on 360 Sport. Short but very spicy. With Ikena Okonkwo, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Ajishafe. It's a pleasure always.
Good one. I am Adeni Ajishafe. Thanks for watching.